my name's Elizabeth. I've been a host and guide and bartender off and on here at Shakers for about 4 years. This is my partner, Britton, and both of us had a pretty unique experience the other night. We did one of the overnight investigations from about midnight to a little after 3 in the morning. We ended up lingering a little longer because the energies were pretty intense that night, and we were trying to process as much as we could. Throughout the night we had varying experiences, but the team that was with us brought their equipment as well, so we're using multiple means of communication. We were using divining rods, we were using spirit boxes, we're using the K2 meters as well to kind of read the activity levels, and we even used our own phones at some point to kind of record and see if we could pick up any extra audio. Now, not sure if that caught anything just yet. We're waiting for that to be reviewed. But during the actual investigation, there was a lot of interaction with the spirit box, the divining rods, and even just the energy of the room. I'm very familiar with Molly, one of our main spirits. Like I said, I've been here off and on for about 4 years. And so I know her story well. I know how her demise came to her. And the other night was one of the rough nights. It's common in a lot of hauntings for spirits to relive certain energies. And that night she was definitely reliving one of the hardest moments for her, which was her passing. It came in waves. It started off with just fear, and then there was waves of anxiety, and then there was an entire wave that I felt overwhelmed with just heartache and fear, and I got to the point I was uncontrollably shaking and crying, and it wasn't my emotions that was going through that. We had a great night. It was fun up to that point, but
well, you know, even before we started actually
investigating,
I got touched.
Yeah, well, we did a little intro. We were all just sitting together as a group, familiarizing ourselves with the spirits before we really started engaging. And as we were sitting there, he felt a hand just kind of draw across the shoulder, just a shy little like, hey, come here afterwards.
They grabbed my butt too.
Oh, they grabbed you?
They grabbed my butt.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Well, like Molly can be a little influential, you know. She likes to know us to know that she's there.
Yeah.
And one of the most intense moments that we had while we were going through those waves of her emotions that we were feeling, there was a moment that we used both the spirit box and the divining rods to ask her a few questions and see if she would respond to us. I was curious, just with the intensity of everything going on, if we were close to perhaps the anniversary of her death, just because you tend to notice a little bit of an uptick in energy when you reach those certain anniversaries throughout the year. And she was able to confirm to us that it was about the end of November. We're around the end of October now. But at the end of November was when she was killed. And it was actually October that she ran away from her home. So
That was March.
Was it March?
Yeah. It was, no, it was February. She ran away February.
There's something about October she told us too. We're still reviewing a lot of the...
Born in March.
That's right. Yeah, we're still reviewing a lot of the audio, so that as we go, there'll definitely be more knowledge, and hopefully we can continue that knowledge as well. I know I'm really excited with the results that we got, and the results that we'll continue to get, and hopefully we can come back and do more of an investigation soon too.
Also, we were going to go to the Historical Society.
Yeah, we're going to do some digging now that we
research.
know a little bit more about the context of her, even more than we already knew. We're going to try to do our own digging on the side and see if anything else pops up to kind of align with the readings we were getting during that investigation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At any point, you guys feel afraid of anything?
A little anxious, but
The fear,
Anxious or afraid?
more anxious.
More anxious.
Yeah.
For me, there was a little fear, but it wasn't my own. There was a point with the spirit box that Molly confirmed that she had latched herself to me for the remainder of that investigation. And when she was reliving what happened to her, there was a moment of fear followed by heartache. And that's when to the point I had to leave the room. I was shaking, having trouble breathing. I had to really just remove myself and calm down before I could go back. And
Yeah, you had to walk downstairs.
yeah, and then throughout the night, there would be waves of that where I'd be fine, we're using the divining rods, we're in a completely different room, and I would be hit again with the fear followed by heartache, and the tears were just streaming down my face. It was very, very intense.
I know I was in Molly's room and I heard you, so I walked over to see like if
What was
everything
going
went
on,
well.
yeah.
And you're just sitting on the stairs, bawling your eyes out, like shaking.
Everyone kept checking to see if I was okay. I was like, yeah, I'm physically fine. Like, this isn't...
That was when you came.
That
up.
wasn't me. That was Molly trying to communicate her pain and her sorrow. And I feel honored that she chose me that night to kind of communicate those things. Like I said, I've been building a relationship with her for the last few years, being here and giving these tours and learning her history. So
I had heard from some others that were on that same investigative 3.0 tour that Molly had communicated that her head was here in the building somewhere.
she doesn't want us to find it, though. She's using it to stay here because she's not ready to leave. When she's ready to leave, she'll probably point it out, but she did confirm several times to a few different groups of us, like while we were in completely separate rooms, that some of her remains are definitely still buried within the building.
Yeah, it said bones.
Bones,
Five
it said bones
times.
both on the spirit box on one of our readers that like it works like a spirit box, but instead of you hearing a voice, it shows up on the screen. It said bones several times throughout the night, and then using the divining rods, it led us to the general direction where her remains were originally found, or at
It
least
said bones twice on the spirit box too.
and at least the remains that were found. But there's definitely parts of her that are still here.
Okay. Also had heard, by the way, that she had indicated to people that there was money that was here that was in the walls or somewhere. Did you pick that up as well?
No, not that night at least.
Okay.
I know there's been other nights where we've been up there and she's hinted at that, and she'll kind of lead us on a goose chase with the divining rods and then lead us in a circle. And
Right.
I think
feel
it's
like
more for her fun.
I feel like it's her just kind of having
in the
an
center wall.
entertainment moment there. But
Sure.
she did lead us around, and she kept leading us back to that back room, to that kitchen area,
Yeah.
very close to where those remains were originally found.
It was a crazy night.
It was. I was wiped afterwards. I had to recover the next day. Closing thoughts, as I mentioned before, I just feel honored that she chose to use me and try to, in a way, speak through me so that her story can continue to be heard, to give us more information so that we can stay true to what happened and make sure we're giving her words, not just what we've been able to find. And show her experience in all of this, because we talk about her all the time. I want to make sure that her voice is really being heard.
Yeah.
And
We're in St. Louis, and
Yeah.
we're like, we want to go back to the
I
barns.
can't wait till the
Molly.
next. I can't wait till the next time we get to come back and try to do a little bit more investigation, and maybe next time we can learn even more about her.
Do you think with each hunt you learn something new?
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. Like I said, I've been here off and on for like 4 years, and each time I spend time with her, I learn something new.
It feels more and more like home every time we come back. Too.
Yeah, there's definitely something that draws you in. It's like it welcomes you into her space. Like she wants to be heard. She wants her story to be known. So she really invites you into that space and draws you in so that you feel called to do a little bit more digging and investigation. Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah, it was awesome. Can't wait till next time.
Right.
Thanks for playing.
Maybe we'll stay the night completely long.
Hopefully, yeah, no, last time we tried made it
made
till
it
about
5
5 a.m. Hopefully next time I can make it a little bit longer.
Nice.
Bring some
Thank you.
Benadryl.
Yeah, thank you guys for having us.
Thank you.